everybody. I'm Kathleen Hawkins, your proud president and founder of WOAMTEC. I am so excited to be here today. Sorry for the slight delay. It's raining hard here in Central Florida, and you know, God's trying to tell us something. I think He's trying to say, go big or go home, because everything that we do is about making a difference in your life and in the lives of others. So we're going to have an interesting show today. We're going to have a lot of fun. We've got a lot of great information that we're going to share with you. We just got back from an amazing event in Texas. So big shout out to all my Texas members and everybody that was part of the boot camp. We raised over $1,000 to help our WOAMTEC Foundation help children aging out of foster care have the courage to dream and make a difference in their lives by connecting them with people in their community that can make a difference in their community and change and break the cycle of victimization. You know, it's a true fact that 61% of the young men that age out of foster care end up incarcerated within the first 2 years of turning 18. It's a fact that 51% of young ladies that age out of foster care are pregnant within the first 15 months out of aging out of foster care, and 28% of the adults aging out of foster care turning 18 end up homeless within the first 12 months. That's a cycle that we have to break, and I appreciate all of you for supporting us and for helping us not only make a difference in your business, but make a difference in the lives of others. So as we continue with this magnificent program, we've got 3 great guests that are going to make a difference in your lives. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting our vision of bridging the community together so everybody can achieve their goals and live out, fulfill the Great Commission. As we get started, I want to introduce you to an incredible director who's making a difference in the lives of people in Baltimore, Maryland. We are blessed to have Stacy Gillis with us today. She's an amazing woman, and she's going to share with us some great tips about how we can use video marketing to make a difference in our lives and build your business. Stacy, thank you for being there. I hope we keep our Skype connection considering what's going on. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do. Tell us about your business.
Great. Well, welcome. Thank you so much for having us. Well, me, Advanced Video Systems. We've been in business now for 30 years. We're so excited. Started it, we got a phone call one day, and someone said, hey, can you transfer this old film to VHS tape? And I said, sure. I had no idea how to do it. So what do? You go out and figure it out. Well, now today we're transferring all these audio cassette tapes to CD and DVD, and we're just hitting the world with all this crazy video transfer these days.
You're a magnificent director in Baltimore, Maryland. Tell us how the Maryland chapter is doing up there.
Wow. All I know is I'm rocking it. I'm landing every single meeting. People are coming out to see me. They're coming out to see WOAMTEC. They want to know what is a WOAMTEC. And once they find out, they're drawn. They just can't get enough. I have people in line waiting to get into a category. It's just been so exciting, and thank you, Kathleen, for making this happen.
And I know you wanted to share with us some tips on how to use video marketing to grow your business. Can you give us some suggestions on why you think it's important and what you would recommend?
I have very interesting statistics. Did you know that 83% of people visiting your website will most likely buy from you just by having video? Whether it's 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, or 5 minutes. It doesn't matter. Video presence is where you want to be. People are not into reading words anymore. They just have to visually see and hear stimulation.
Thank you for sharing that with us. Now, one of the things that we talked about is there's a lot of companies that are using their iPhones to do videotapes or video presentations, and you know, that's good because you do want to use something. Something is definitely better than nothing. What do you recommend for somebody that's starting out that can't afford to hire your company yet?
Oh, absolutely. There's great tips on starting on how to use video. Now, I started using video with an iPhone recently. A lot of people were sending me video clips of an iPhone vertically, but when you turn it around, you have to have it horizontally. That's tip number 1. Another tip is making sure that your audio is very clear. You don't want it sounding like it's coming out of a bathroom or a hollow room. Make sure you have curtains put around. and draw your drapes and make sure that the light isn't hitting your face, because natural lighting in a video will totally distort your face, your picture.
You know, I know that that's important, and I've seen a lot of people that have done professional videos. I just saw one of our members posted something while they were driving down the road, and it was interesting because it was like a shot. They were holding the phone with their steering wheel at the same time, and it was like straight up their face. What are some of the don'ts that you see people that try and do self-video capturing do, and why is it important for you to up your brand when it comes to video marketing? Because it truly is a reflection of you. You want them to know, like, and trust you. You want them to feel comfortable with you, but what are some of the don'ts that you want to encourage people not to do to look as commercial as they possibly can before they're able to hire a commercial company?
Well, if you notice on my screen here, I took a freeze frame of a gentleman thinking that he was doing a sensational job of videotaping himself. And if you notice, it's in a window background setting, and his face is completely dark. That is like the worst kind of video you could do. Another example, one more example I wanted to show you. If you notice this gentleman, he's pointing his phone up toward his nose. And you see the light at the top of the ceiling. I mean, come on, that's not good. So those are a couple of examples of what not to do. You want to make sure, there's also an app in your phone which is called a Teleprompter. This is very neat. You can download it on your iPhone, and you can actually read the screen and do a professional looking video. And you never make mistakes. You'll never say an so or a duh. It's wonderful.
And you know, vocular pauses and avoiding vocular pauses as much as possible is really important in sounding professional and conveying your message and communicating your message, because it truly is about building your brand. And building your brand starts with your presentation. It starts with the way you look, and then it goes to the way you present yourself, and then it goes to the way your marketing materials present you. And that's truly the focus of today's segment, is how can you brand yourself as best as you possibly can. Now, I know that you did also mention that there are some pointers for how to create videos and what you should wear, what you should not wear. I think that that's important, because all too often we think, oh, I have a message, let's videotape this now, and then let's post it, not realizing that little things about your image, about your attire, about your style may make a difference in whether or not people truly do know, like, and trust you.
That is so true. People wear all this big jewelry, and all your eyes are doing is drawing into your jewelry. You just want to dress without flowery colors. You want to do pale, light colors, blues, not even blues, because see in the background here is a blue screen, and we videotape blondes in back of blue because their hair in green does not coordinate with chroma key. You want to be very careful of that. Also, don't wear white, because some people have their website, and I was videotaping a CEO. She was wearing a white pants and white shoes, and her website was white. So she came in with a beautiful pink shirt, and all she would be was a bobblehead. So you have to be very careful on what you dress in. Also, don't wear stripes, because the video cameras see and there's like a zebra look to it. So you want to stay with solid colors. Those are some tips that I can share with you today.
Much, Stacy, for sharing that. And I have to tell you, I so appreciate the fact that you said the weather in Maryland is terrific, because I have to tell you, here in sunny Florida, it is not only raining now, but if you hear that noise in the background, it is hailing. Like, it is truly hailing right now, which is crazy. But I appreciate you. Now, one of the things that we did just recently is you brought me to Baltimore. Now, I'm coming to Baltimore for real at a boot camp very soon, but you brought me to Baltimore using something called FaceTime. So we're Skyping now, which is cool, but you brought me to Baltimore using FaceTime, and what I liked about it the most is it wasn't just like Skype. Like, I was able to talk to the whole entire room and present as if I was actually physically there. Can you give us some FaceTime pointers?
Absolutely. It was wonderful. It was a great experience for not only our members, but for you. They got to see you and be there with you, ask you questions, and I'm going to share with you on how each director can do the same thing. It's so easy. What I have here is a television set, and I got it, let's say at Best Buy for $200. And all I did was I took my iPhone, and I'm going to show you what labeling I use. So I have my iPhone here, and I have this connector. And this is called a USB dongle, D-O-N-G-L-E. Now what it does is you also have to use an HDMI cable. You can see this. Well, can you see
What was?
this
Can you
already?
say the name of that again?
This is HDMI cable. Okay. So what you do is you plug the HDMI cable into your little white dongle. Then it connects into your iPhone. Then you plug it into your television set. All you do is hit FaceTime and we're talking. That's all it is. That's how simple it is. You have to, though, have Wi-Fi connection or it will not work. That's the only stipulation.
An important part, and we are now officially live, so what a great way to transition to that, because you're right, if you don't have Wi-Fi connection, you're not going to be able to stream live, which is important. So, Stacy, thank you so much for your tips. Now, I know that ultimately everybody should get to the point where they're able to hire a commercial production crew, because that's what's going to take your business from the small mom and pop business to the executive level company. You know, our executive companies that are out there would not do their own commercials, they would not do their own videos. But what I have learned by doing a lot of consultations with people throughout America is that if you use YouTube as a way to grow your audience, educate different people, increase your search engine optimization, you are going to be able to not only increase traffic on your website, retain your customers longer, but be viewed by so many more people, because you can use video as a way to do that. How would you recommend, or what are some of the pointers that you would recommend that people use video to increase their search engine optimization? And what experience did you have specifically with WOAMTEC in today's broadcast?
All I know is that YouTube has made our company so successful by showing little clips, me going and videotaping my meetings, the speakers, having good audio, has taken me to the next level. Going professional, yes, is the way to go if you have the budget. That being said, to make money, you have to spend money. And that's the way it is in life. We have a lady who's videotaping and streaming live in a hotel right down the street, but she's reaching out to hundreds of thousands of people across the United States. In return, she's going to be making a ton of money.
Absolutely, you know, because it truly is about increasing your tribe. You know, the more you can build your audience, the more you can build your database of people that are not cold connections, but they're warm connections, the more you can connect with them and continue to build a rapport and stay present. Stay using video and using technology to stay present in your business. It will not only take your business to the next level, like you just mentioned, but it will help you build a national brand. And whether or not you're a personal trainer here in Central Florida, or a graphic designer in Baltimore, Maryland, or a video production company in Maryland, your goal should be to build your audience to a national brand so you can create a product that you can sell to them, so you can create a product that you can sell while you're sleeping, because that's what's going to take your business to the next level and help you create an exit strategy that you can actually sell your business when it's time to retire. Stacy, I know you have a present that you're going to give, or a gift, a prize that you're going to give to somebody that watches our broadcast, and it is a VHS to DVD video transfer, because that is one of the many pieces that you do with your company. So did you have anybody specific in mind? Do you want to give it to someone in Maryland? Do you want to give it to somebody anywhere in the nation? Who do you want to connect with today?
I would love to connect with anybody who wants to have their memories transferred and preserved to DVD. Enjoy.
All right, well, awesome. Then listen up, listen carefully. The next person that goes on the WOAMTEC Facebook page and post, hey, Stacy Gillis, I saw you on WOAMTEC Live today. I have a video I need transferred. The first person to do that and tag Stacy and me into that post will win a prize of having one of your special memories transferred into a DVD so you can cherish it for a lifetime. Stacy, thanks again for being here today. I apologize about the delay and I apologize about the weather, but we all know that there's only one person in control of that, and it's definitely not me. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. WOAMTEC is about developing relationships that last a lifetime. WOAMTEC is about creating relationships that will make a difference not only in your lives, but in the lives of others.
We're connected with each other. It's a way that we're intended to be a part of something bigger than ourselves.
Tony and Kathleen, we are so excited to be here, and to my dear friend WOAMTEC! Woo! Are you excited about the ceremony? I am so excited about the ceremony. You know, before we get going, what I want to do is I want to just kind of take a moment and talk to you about what WOAMTEC is all about. You know, a lot of people think women on a mission to earn commission, and the few good men that we have part of the chapter, is all about generating revenue, is all about creating income, is all about strengthening your business. It really isn't. WOAMTEC is about developing relationships that last a lifetime. WOAMTEC is about creating relationships that will make a difference not only in your lives, but in the lives of others. The people in this room, when you come here, it shouldn't be about passing out business cards and focus on a sale. It should be on creating relationships that last a lifetime. It should be on developing strategic partnerships, making a commitment to not sell to each other, but to sell through each other is what it's all about. It's a commitment that you have to make. When you come to this meeting, I want you to get to know each other. I want you to ask people, what can I do for you? Before you tell them what you do. How can I help you? Before you tell them what you do. Because it's when you help other people, you begin to bless their lives. And it's blessing of their lives that begins to bless others. But it takes a commitment. You have to commit that Chris Jackson is going to be the attorney you refer to other people. You have to commit that Dr. Dana is going to be the chiropractor that you refer to other people. You have to commit that if you know somebody that's going through relationship challenges, that Roy is the coach that you're going to refer to them. And it's that commitment, it's that vow, it is that pledge to one another as strategic partnerships that can take your business to the next level. And when you take your business to that next level, you don't just have one person that you're looking at that you're selling to. You have a room full of people that are promoting you. And that's what makes WOAMTEC different.
It's traditional that the minister always say a few words of welcome and thanks to the guest. Based upon the purpose of this mock ceremony, let me quote John Donne, who says, "No man is an island or woman entirely of itself. Every person is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. We're connected with each other. It's a way that we're intended to be a part of something bigger than ourselves. And the sooner we understand that interconnectedness with one another and build upon its power and its strength, the better off we will all be." You may be seated. The first part of any ceremony is usually the vows of intent. This is where the bride and groom typically say, "I do" to each other. In Hollywood, this is often seen as the marriage vows, but these are vows of intent This usually comes before the officiant or the judge or the priest would say that formal question. If anybody has any reason or just cause that these two should not be married, will they now speak or forever hold their peace? No, that's old-fashioned, but...
I think there may be a couple.
Yeah.
I'd say something.
Yeah, some people raising their hands on that question. So in terms of the vows of intent, do you, Andrew, promise to be a strategic partner to Don? Do you understand and accept this as being a symbiotic relationship, knowing that each of you will be mutually beneficial to one another? Do you realize and understand and accept this as being a synergistic relationship, meaning that the two of you would be greater in partnership together than the sum of your two parts individually? If that is the case, will you say, I do?
I do.
Speak to the bride.
I do.
And do you, Don? Does your wife know about this?
We had a few talks, yeah.
And do you, Don, promise to be a strategic partner to Andrew? Do you understand and accept this as a symbiotic relationship, knowing that each of you should be mutually beneficial to one another? And do you also realize and understand and accept this as being a synergistic relationship, meaning that the two of you would be greater in partnership than the sum of your two parts individually? If that is the case, will you say, I do?
I do.
Good. Now, the marriage vows is actually where they recite things to one another. In Hollywood, you don't typically see it that way too often. And since I'm speaking to a majority of women, let me explain that traditionally the groom always goes first. And the reason for that is that it protects the woman. Should anybody change their mind during the wedding, it's always egg on his face and not hers. I jokingly say, this is your last chance to ever go first again. So, Andrew, look in the eyes of your partner and repeat after me. In the presence of our friends and fellow WOAMTEC members.
In the presence of our friends and fellow WOAMTEC members.
I, Andrew, promise to support you in your goals.
I, Andrew, promise to support you in your goals.
To refer you and to respect you.
To refer you and to respect you.
In good times and bad.
In good times and in bad.
In joy and in sorrow.
In joy and in sorrow.
From this day forward.
From this day forward.
Until I retire. In the presence of our friends.
She's crying.
In the presence of our friends.
In the presence of our friends.
And WOAMTEC members.
And WOAMTEC members.
I, Don.
I, Dawn.
Promise to support you in your goals.
Promise to support you in your goals.
To refer you and to respect you.
To refer you and to respect you.
In good times and bad.
In good times and bad.
In joy as in sorrow.
In joy as in sorrow.
From this day forward.
From this day forward.
Until I retire.
Until I retire.
The wedding rings is always a symbol of giving something of value to one another. And since this is a networking organization, you know, I've always been told that you never give your business card until you've been asked. So in lieu of rings, I ask you, Don, do you have something that you want Andrew to give to you as a symbol of his commitment and hope? No. Just say, I do.
I do.
All right, Andrew, you give her your business card.
And I will take this gladly.
Never give your card until you've been asked. That's the point. All right. Now that you have formed this commitment with each other and vowed to support each other, you will never walk alone as entrepreneurs. Together you will mastermind, share ideas, offer support, and refer business to one another from this day forward. I now pronounce you as mutual beneficiary alliances. You may now shake hands.
I wanted you to see that because I think it's important to know that with WOAMTEC, it's not just about doing business, promoting business, branding your business, building your business. It's about creating strategic alliances. And though that was a mock wedding ceremony, I really wanted to drive home the point that it's really about being committed to support one another, being committed to support your community, and being committed to making a difference, not only in your lives, but in the lives of others. So with that being said, you know, it's hard to be committed to making the difference in the lives of others if you don't feel good about yourself, if you don't feel great about who you are and what you're doing, if you're not walking with confidence and pride. So the next guest that I want to introduce you to is not only going to help you feel good when you're videotaping your presentations and you're upping your video marketing, but the next guest is going to help you just recognize some of the things that can affect your business from an image perspective. So now please welcome to the stage the fabulous Ronnie Turner with Body by Ronnie. Thank you so much for being patient, for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Tell everybody a little bit about who you are and a little bit about what you do.
Okay, well, my name is Ronnie Turner. I own Body by Ronnie Fitness and Day Spa. We're located in Sanford, Florida. We have a health club that has an open membership. We also have personal training. We offer wellness services as well. We have a far infrared sauna. We have wellness amenities. We have foot detox bath. We have we also have ionic foot detox bath. We have an esthetician upstairs. We have massage therapy. So we're health and wellness. So we're not just a health club, but we're committed to helping people in the community get happy and healthy. So by either personal training or open memberships, either way.
Okay, well, let's talk about how important that is, because I know, you know, I have an audacious goal myself of something that I'm consistently working on right now. But I do know that if you don't feel good about who you are, if you can't stand up with pride, it's going to be difficult for you to want to market your business. You're not going to be the first person to pick up your phone and do a videotape because you don't feel comfortable on video. You know, you're not going to put your photograph on your website or in your marketing materials because you don't feel confident with your brand. So what is the most important, if there's somebody watching right now that is not feeling confident, what would you say to them?
Well, what I would say is take time to analyze your goals and think of what it is that you're looking to do. And I would suggest hiring probably a professional to help you at least get started, but have a mindset that's something that you can actually obtain. Don't make your goals so unreachable, because if you do that, sometimes it's very difficult to think that if I didn't make it to this goal, I can't continue on to the next one. So I would say set goals that are realistic and make sure that you do things that you like and enjoy as far as working out. So whether it's yoga, whether it's bicycling outside, if it is working out in the gym, do something that's going to be something that you can stay consistent with and continue to do. And once you are able to stay consistent and start to see changes, you're going to develop that confidence, and you're going to feel happy about feel confident about seeing that pretty face of yours on a business card or on a video. And you'll be able to also facilitate better relationships, whether it's personal relationships, friendships, working relationships, just being better, feeling better about yourself, and being able to handle your business in a much more confident manner.
I think that's so important, and I know that, like, with myself personally, I am watching my children almost make me accountable because they hold it. Like, if I cheat, it's like, is it your cheat date? Are you allowed to eat that? You know, I think it's important to get your kids involved, but to also educate them, because now they're making conscious decisions on what they're doing. And like you said, if you don't like going to the gym, there are other things that you can do and still be active. If it's such a chore, find things that you can do. Like, one of the things that my kids love the most is not me taking them bowling and spending $100 or taking them to the movies and spending $100. It's going for a bike ride on the trail. You know, that's one of the things that they enjoy the most. So how can we do different things like that, and how can you find what you love and still fulfill and stay healthy, you know, still stay fit?
Absolutely.
How do you educate people? What are some of the things that we need to be educated on to make good decisions?
I think the biggest thing for education-wise is the nutrition. Nutrition is so huge, and it's unfortunately the advertising out there and the marketing is a lot of hype. And if you read one magazine, it's going to tell you one thing. You read another magazine, it's going to tell you one thing. So either find a plan or find a trainer or a yoga instructor, someone that you trust, someone you can believe in, someone who's shown and proven that they can get the job done. And do things, like you said, incorporate things that you enjoy with your family. Your children like to go bicycle riding. If your partner is on board, that's even better. I have a lot of couples who, you know, the husband may sabotage the wife may sabotage the husband. If you guys are on board together, go rollerblading together, go bowling together. You know, stay active, read your food labels, you know, educate yourself so that you can go out and make those conscious decisions that are going to be able to help you reach your goals.
And wouldn't you agree that it's important not just to get the weight off, like in a fast, like we've had guests on the show that they have physician supervised medications that make you not hungry, and you're on like a 500 calorie meal plan for the day, right. Like, and you lose a lot of weight, right. But then if you don't get into maintenance, and if you don't know if you're not changing your life, exactly. It's not going to stay off. So it's not just about dieting, it's about making life changes. And is it okay to be realistic? Like, if I don't want to be a vegetarian, is it okay to figure out a way to make it work and not do that? Do we have to
Great
give up
question.
everything?
No, great question. That's a great question. And I think everybody has their own path. I think certain things will work for certain people. I think maybe juicing might not be a good idea for me, but it might be for you. I think vegetarian may be an idea for someone else, but not for me. So everyone's a little bit different, but it's really about being able to make sure that you get the correct amount of calories, fat, carbs, and protein. So you can get those from all different sources. So you just want to make sure you're going to do something that, again, is going to be a constant lifestyle change for you. If you go into a 500 calorie or an 800 calorie deficit, yes, you're going to lose weight, but can you realistically keep that up for the rest of your life? And who would want to?
Right.
I mean, who would not want to enjoy their pizza or their veggie burger or their real burger? So we want to be able to make sure that we have a consistent change that we can continue to make without feeling like we're sacrificing all the time, because life is too short and we want to be able to enjoy the finer things in life. It's just kind of everything in moderation, in my opinion.
Okay, I think that's great. So we're allowed to have carbs every now and
Absolutely.
then.
Yes,
Yes,
the
I
best
love
source
this
of
woman.
energy.
I love her. Now, tell me a little bit about, as far as like making choices. Like you mentioned something about having, you know, a low calorie count. Because I have been watching calories, but I know that we went to a restaurant just recently, and I was shocked that it said that the macaroni and cheese was better than the spaghetti in calorie count. And it's like, okay, well, the spaghetti has meatballs. That's a protein. Like, why would that be better from a calorie perspective? What do we have to take into consideration as far as fat is concerned?
Well, fat is, there's a good ratio to come in fat. So there can be healthy things that you can order, such as salads, but if they're laden with a heavy dressing, they've got eggs on top, they've got bacon on top, they've got cheese on top. Sometimes it's a little bit more important to look at the fat grams and make sure that you have a consistent or a lower amount of that. So in my opinion, a higher protein, lower carb, not no carb, lower carb, low fat is the best ratio. And again, being able to find, there's ways to be able to prepare foods if they're done correctly so you can still enjoy them.
Okay, now it's overwhelming. Like, it is so overwhelming. Like, how do I know if I go to a restaurant, because I do eat out a lot. I mean, I go to events constantly. If I go to a restaurant, I'm like, okay, I don't know if that's good, if that's bad. Should I consider it? Should I not consider it? How do you keep track of all of that?
That's a great question, and it's very easy. Now, with the technology, as we just saw earlier, there are apps that you can get on your smartphones for free. This is like the best hint ever. The free apps, there's numerous ones. You can look them up on the App Store, on your iPad. They have everything and anything that you would never want to eat. So if you know you're looking to have a low-fat meal and you see that this one particular entree has 45 grams of fat and you're thinking you need 40 for the day, that's obviously not going to be a smart idea for you. So you can pick and choose and maybe watch your portion size and still be able to enjoy some of those things. But the apps are amazing. And you can, or online, you can go to numerous websites online as well.
Okay, and you're part of the WOAMTEC group page, so you can reach out to Ronnie Turner, Body by Ronnie, on the WOAMTEC group page. Just send her a tagger, send her a little Facebook post saying, give me an app suggestion. What's your favorite app? You know, and let's communicate that way too so they can get to know you. Now, you mentioned, I know wellness is very important, but you mentioned a detox. Now, how important is it for somebody to go through a detox program?
Okay. Well, unfortunately, as healthy as we all try to be in life, you know, we try to eat healthy and we try to do the right things and we try to work out, we try to do our cardio, we try to do our resistance training, we're still inundated with toxins every single day. So the air that we breathe, the plastics, I mean, the furniture that we're sitting on. So there are so many toxins that are actually attacking us that they're going to make the cells unhealthy. In an unhealthy cell is a mutated cell, and that's where the disease comes in. So we want to make sure that we keep those cells healthy. So there's lots of ways of doing that by detoxifying, whether it be with a diet. You can eat a healthy detoxifying diet, whether it be with a whole body vibration machine, which breaks down the toxins and helps drain the lymphatic system, whether it be a far infrared sauna, which is a major detoxifier. You can burn between 500 to 700 calories in a 30-minute session. So there's lots of ways of doing that. So I suggest that you do that, and again, keep that at a maintenance level. If you want to push it up and get yourself started for a couple days, you can do that. But as long as you maintain and keep that diet and those extra amenities in there so you can continue to detox, because the toxins unfortunately do build up.
Okay, let's back that up. Because a lot of those words you used, I have no idea what you're talking about. And if I have no idea what you're talking about, there's a chance that they have no idea what you're talking about. So eating healthy or going through a detox. I mean, I can get you stop drinking, you stop smoking if you're smoking. You know, you try and clean yourself up that way.
Right.
How else do you detox with food?
Well, you can pick some high end. You can do a lot of vegetables. You can do not a lot of fruits because there's a lot of sugar in them. If you're going to be doing some juicing, I suggest making sure that there's protein involved in that. A lot of times the carbs rise up. If we're putting 2-3 carrots in a juicer and we're not putting anything to supplement our protein that we're going to be lacking, that's very detrimental.
Okay.
So that's one way of doing it. And then of course the services as well. But just eating clean for a couple, for 2 or 3 days if you wanted to do that as far as the juicing goes, and just implementing things, try and stay away from carcinogens, that kind of thing. So there's different ways of preparing foods that make them healthier than not as well.
Okay, and now you mentioned this machine that you can get on. Tell me,
full body vibration.
Yeah, tell me about that machine, and if somebody wanted to find a local gym or spa or someplace near them, what would they look for, and what do you do?
Well, the whole body vibration machine is actually an oscillating plate that you stand on. It was actually designed by the Russian astronauts many, many years ago when they went up to space and they were going to be there for weeks and however long they were up there at a time. They had to make sure that their muscles did not atrophy. Okay, so they designed this oscillating plate so they could hang on to it. What it does is it vibrates the muscles, contracts and releases the muscles up to 50 times per second.
Wow.
So they could stand on it, they could hang on to it, they could do exercises with it. Now they are obviously much upgraded, so you can stand on them now. Then they've got handles that you can do exercises, and there's pamphlets that come with them. So that is a major detoxifier. It works on draining the lymphatic system. It helps people who have diabetes, circulation issues. So there's a laundry list of things that it can help you do. As far as finding them, you can Google whole body vibration machine. We have one obviously at our health club, but it has to be at a convenient location for you. So I would just Google whole body vibration. I don't think the brand is really I think as long as you find one, there's some in the mall, there's some, so that kind of thing. And just do something that's convenient for you, because if you'd rather buy one and take it home and you're going to use it, it's better than paying a gym and not using it.
That makes sense. Now, what about the foot detox? Like, what does that do? And I've heard about it. I've heard that your water actually gets dirty and stuff like that. How does that work? And is it true?
Yeah, absolutely. That's actually my favorite amenity that we have. You sit in a comfortable chair with a basin, and we hook you up to equipment. And what we are actually looking for is your body needs to become a perfect electrical charge for the pores in the feet to open up. When the pores in the feet open up, that's when the toxins come out. So our feet are very densely populated with the pores. So once that happens, whatever the color that's coming out, there's an actual chart that's showing you what's being detoxified. So if it's an orange, it's more of a joint issue, which is usually an issue with me. If it's a green-brown, it could be a liver. There's different organs that it's cleansing. So, and there's a certain amount of days that you can do that, because it does pull out some of the good vitamins and nutrients as well.
Okay, interesting. Well, thank you so much. Now, is there one last tip that you would like to leave our audience with as far as how to maintain, not just to lose weight, not just to look great, but to be healthy,
right,
and to make today the day that you decide that you're gonna, get through the holidays and end the year strong?
Right. Well, what I would say is incorporate 3 things. Make sure that you're doing some sort of resistance training. Make sure that you're doing some sort of cardiovascular, and just make sure that your nutrition is on key, because 80% of how we look and feel is attributed to our food intake. So whether it's educating yourself, books, finding a trainer, finding a yoga instructor, something that you can continue to maintain as a normal lifestyle, that you can feel that you're not lacking, and being able to go, okay, I can get through Christmas, I can get through New Year's, and then, then I can splurge on my birthday, or whatever your little goals are.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so very much for
Thank you,
being here. And
Kathleen.
you are going to give, if you're a local WOAMTEC member and you're watching right now, she's going to give a free gym membership, an infrared sauna, a whole body vibration machine session. That's awesome.
Yep.
That is terrific. So I'm so excited about that. Actually, I want to win that. Tanya, go to Facebook, and Facebook is the winner. Now, if you are watching live and you're watching the show right now and you're like, you know what, I'm excited, and even if you're not watching live, if you're watching an archive version, still reach out to Ronnie and say, hey, I want to talk to you about this. I want to win this product right now. And go to Facebook, tag her in the post, tag me in the post, and say, I want to be a winner. So I'm so excited. I appreciate you being here today.
Thank
you are
you.
an amazing woman, and you
Appreciate
look fantastic.
Thank you.
And I hope when I grow up, I look that good too one day. So thank you. We've got a lot more information coming up to share with you, but I got to tell you, I'm excited. Tanya Lavoie, girlfriend, you rock Magnolia, Texas. 85 members or more now. I haven't looked it up in the last few days. I'm so excited to share with you that you won the video transfer with Stacy Gillis. So director, reach out to another director, get to know each other, because WOAMTEC is not only about developing relationships in your local chapter. WOAMTEC is about developing developing relationships across the nation and, really building your business nationwide. I'm excited to say that the next guest that we're going to have online soon is it just came in. She walked in and she said, Kathleen, thank you so much for referring somebody in Texas to me. And she's got clients now, not only in Central Florida, but she's got clients nationwide. And, that's truly what it is truly about is making a difference nationwide and building businesses to just help you have the people you can mastermind with, have the people that you can cultivate relationships with, have the people that you can reach out and say, you know what, girlfriend, I'm in the video industry as well, and I want to know what you're doing to succeed, and I want to share with you some of the things I'm doing to succeed, because even if you are direct competition, there are things that you can learn from other people in a different state that will not take away or jeopardize your business. There are things that you can learn that will only help your business take it to the next level. The next woman that I'm so excited to introduce is a fantastic woman. Her name's Diane Vivian, and she is an amazing woman. She is the face behind our brand. She's the one that created our WOAMTEC logo, helped us create our tagline, and she helps us do all sorts of different designs throughout the year. Anytime we need a new shell, anytime we need a new look, anytime we need more inspiration, she's the woman I call. I think that she's one of the best graphic designers I have ever met, and I am proud to have her on today's show. She's going to talk to us about the importance of building your brand. We mentioned using video marketing to increase your search engine optimization, making sure you take time for yourself to make sure you look good so you feel comfortable putting your face forward and building your brand that way. But it's also really important to take the time to realize how much not having a positive brand could be hurting your business. So please welcome Diane Vivian. Thank you so much, girlfriend, for being here today. Thank you for putting up with the rain and the hail and the thunderstorms. I don't know if you can hear it, but it is crazy. Like, I'm kind of nervous, like what's going on here.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's okay. We're all good.
Drive on.
Exactly.
Right?
So tell everybody a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Okay, well, again, my name is Diane Vivian. And I've been freelancing full-time in the Orlando area since the 80s. And what I do is, it's really a one-on-one relationship that I develop with every client that I do work with. I work mainly by referral, and we either start from scratch with a brand new business. I can revamp businesses that are looking for a facelift, to modernize, to take their business to the next level as far as a professional appearance to the public. And it's a passion that I've just had my whole life. I've always loved art. I was always the one that couldn't wait for Friday period to come in parochial school because I get to draw. That's awesome. I have a BA in fine art, but I never took any formal classes in graphics. I bought a book before computers and got the good fortune of working for a one-man shop in Chicago. So I was this 23-year-old just commuting downtown Chicago every day. It was really an experience, but I learned so much. And then back in the 90s is when I got introduced to computers, and from there on it's been a wonderful journey. And WOAMTEC, I have to say, has been phenomenal for me and my business. The women and men that I've been able to meet in this company has been fantastic, and I feel so blessed that I'm a WOAMTEC member.
That's awesome. Thank you. And I didn't pay her to say that, which is huge. We're blessed to have you. And you've been the second meeting. Was it the second meeting, or were you at the first meeting?
No, I was at the second meeting, I think. Yes.
I think it was the second meeting.
Yeah.
So she's not an official charter member, but she's pretty much a charter member. We'll give her that.
It says charter on my name
okay.
tag,
Well, then
so.
I did give you credit for that. I knew. She was there in the beginning. That's all that matters.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Diane is amazing, and I think that it's important to talk a little bit about why when you're building your brand and you're building your business, if somebody is designing, for instance, a flyer from in Publisher, okay, how does that set them up as a success or a failure in their business?
Well, I mean, you can certainly use Publisher to design, and it'll probably do fine for you, but, I tend to be a little bit too blunt when I'm telling people things, because I do have a passion for what I know looks good and what really how things should be if you're trying to really promote your business properly. And Publisher's great if you're starting out, you feel like you have zero money and you want something out there. But I mean, really, I don't even own Publisher.
Okay, I want to comment on what you just said, because she said Publisher's great if you're just starting out and if you don't have the money and you're a brand new company. But look at that message. Look at what she just said. You're exactly right. If you're using something like Publisher to design a flyer to promote your business, what you're telling the world is, I'm a new company. I don't have any experience. I don't have cash flow to do something right. And I don't think anybody out there wants to hire somebody and invest in somebody and trust somebody that's brand new, that doesn't have any experience, that isn't successful. You want to fake it till you make it. You want to look as successful as you possibly can. And I'm telling you, if there's a will, there's a way. You can find a way or make a way to make something happen and to get the supplies that you need and to do the things that you need. And I know that even with you, like printing, I talked to somebody the other day in a business consultation, and I said, how many flyers did you print up? How many postcards? How many people have you sent information to? And she said, well, I've probably sent out about 49 pieces of material. And I said, why? 49 is not going to give you big bang for your buck. You know, you have to contact, you have to reach wide. You have to grow your business. And I said, why aren't you sending out more? And she said, well, because I had them printed at Kinko's and I only could afford 100 of them. So she was kind of like hoarding them. Like, I got to save it for the really good person to give it to. And you don't want to do that. You want to just feel at liberty to send them out. And I know what I've learned through you, if you have patience and if you plan it correctly, for $100, you can get a lot of marketing materials. So call at Diane and tell her, okay, this is my budget. This is what I think I can afford. What should we design that makes it affordable so you're not hoarding your material, but you're distributing it wide, which is huge. So give us some pointers. If you had some recommendations, if you wanted them to go back and look at their website, look at their business card, look at their marketing collateral, what are some things that you would encourage them to look at? How would they know, ooh, I may need to call a graphic designer?
Well, to me, consistency is key. And so many times, you might start off with this logo, and then you go someplace else and have your business card done, and you go to one of these little, it's like a little template, and you just plop your pictures in there, and your text, and it just doesn't look. There's no cohesiveness, and cohesiveness to me is the same thing as branding. Branding is consistency throughout every aspect of all of your marketing, no matter what it is, whether it's website, whether it's brochures, business card, letterhead, name tags, pop-up banners, everything should be instant recognition. That's something that I really strive on when I'm working on designs for people.
I think, you hit that right on the head, because that is so true. Every time my children see a woman, any woman, okay, on a billboard or on a poster, and there's red associated to it, it's actually not burgundy, it's kind of a red, it's a very dark red, but if the color is associated, so a photograph of a woman with the color red, my kids think it's a WOAMTEC postcard and billboard. And if a 6-year-old is going to think that, then a 6-year-old's going to think it too, because they're going to associate the two psychological things coming together. So having that consistency, I will admit, years ago with our photography business, I would come up with a marketing campaign, and I would tell my husband to throw together a postcard, and he would use whatever colors complemented the photo that he wanted to use to go along with the campaign. Well, that's creating a disconnect and building your brand, which is important. Now, you also think it's important to use taglines. What is a tagline, and how do you incorporate that with your logo?
Well, a tagline is simply a description, I believe a brief description of what the business is. I recently am working with CYA. Now we've changed it from, she used to be home inventory services, now it's asset inventory services, because she wants to do home and business. So it's a way, because to me, like I said before, it's all about instant recognition. You want people to know right away what your business is, the goals you're trying to achieve with that business, the market that you're trying to target, and done beautifully with graph and a very simple message. And that's what a tagline does.
And it's funny, because I just hired Toni Zufald, who is a magnificent person, and she is with CYA, which you can, if you don't know what CIA stands for, let me know, and I'll hook you up with Toni. Or Google her, or go to Facebook and find her, because she's definitely one of our WOAMTEC members. But I never considered hiring her until she started pitching it from a business perspective. Because from a business perspective, it would be much more important for me to have my assets, documented if there should be some form of liability or something that I would need to do. And I just did hire her, and she did a great job. So that's just one example of how your brand could be affecting your success. And the lack of success, which is important. So do you have some samples that you wanted to share with us today? Do you have some images that you want to talk to them about so they can see how you've made a difference?
If Jeff wants to pop some of those on the screen, I'll do my best to talk about them. Well, here, this is one aspect of
He
branding.
would start with this.
Well, of course, this is extremely important. You know, it's not just about the logo, which I always start with the logo, and then we go into the business card. But as being involved in WOAMTEC, and because you're in networking and you're dealing with so many people on a weekly basis, I always try to promote women and men to put their picture on their business card. And you know, these are lovely ladies that you see on the screen, but these are all just snapshots that they sent me to use on their banner ads or whatever. And I had to very politely and diplomatically, you know, call them back and say, hey, look, you know, can you find anything better? Because it's not just about how your logo looks, it's about the entire image that you're portraying. Like this is one of our friends, Lisa Beyer.
Let me stop you for just a second. Go
Yeah.
back to that last screen if you could, Jeff. I want to mention that all of these people are WOAMTEC members
Yes.
or have been at one point in time, and
Yes.
these are all of the images that represent that were representing their membership directory. And when you go to the directory, if nobody knows you, and let's say I'm doing a sort by beauty and skincare, okay, or image consulting. Let's say I'm doing a sort by image consulting, and I go to the WOAMTEC directory, and I don't know anybody, but there's 20 different chapters in my community. I'm going to look for the chapters in my community, and I'm going to scroll through, and I'm going to be looking at the specific photograph that connects with me. And if you're using an image like some of those images that you just saw, I may not hire you to do image consult. I may not even hire you to do accounting because you don't look as professional in that image,
Yeah,
which is important.
It's very important. I mean, I've actually refused to start doing a website design for a company. He was a lawyer, and his pictures were atrocious. And I said, I'm sorry, I can build a beautiful website for you, but you've got to give me good pictures to work with. So thank goodness we had a wonderful photographer who took care of that for us. And now they've got a great looking site.
That's awesome.
But
So go back to Lisa Beyer's pitch if you
yeah,
can.
so I just wanted to show you, like Lisa, the one on the left is the one that Lisa had sent me, and I actually retouched it because she liked the picture of herself, but then the one on the right obviously is the professional image, and what a difference. I mean, which one would you gravitate to? Is obviously the professional image. So I strongly, highly, always when I talk to somebody, especially for the banner ads on the web, you know, even though they're small, they got to look good, the lighting's got to be good, or else, you know, you're just diminishing your brand if you don't have a good professional
Professional portrait, yes. We don't call them headshots anymore, they're professional portraits. And if you need a photographer in your area, if you don't have one in your chapter, send me an email and I'll recommend some people because we do know photographers across the nation that can help you have that professional look for not a whole lot of an investment, which is really important. Jeff, why don't you go ahead and give us another one of her examples so we can she can continue educating us on our brand.
Well, here again, sometimes what I get to do, I do a lot of logo work, and in this particular case, this was a real estate team, husband and wife, and they'd had this logo designed, the top one, designed by somebody, and you know, they liked it, but you know, they didn't love it, and they just felt it needed a little extra oomph. So they came to me, it was a recommendation. They came to me, and I was able to, you know, sort of
take it to the next
amp
level.
it up. Yes, and it was so fun, and they're just so excited about it. You know, and that's what's so exciting and fun about doing what I do, is when I can create this brand for a customer, like the one you just had up was Cindy Price's. Yes, that one, that was her before. That was one she was doing, publisher, in-house, and then I transformed her into this look that you're seeing now. You know, they get so excited, and they want to promote. You know, it just takes your whole excitement level of pride and joy and excitement in your business because you're proud of what your image is delivering. Yes.
And when you print something in-house, it is totally different than when you have something professionally printed.
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, it doesn't fold right, or they're folding it by hand, and you know, and you're like, okay, well that's very nice, but you know,
it's not as commercial.
It just ain't as good.
Right.
What can I say?
Absolutely.
It's
well,
just not.
Here's another example of one of our members.
Oh yes, this is Beatrix. She's a lovely realtor in Winter Park, and same thing. Now Jeff had taken her pictures, Jeff Hawkins, but there again, she was doing the work herself. So she came to me. She had her copy pretty much done. We just worked on her text a little bit, and then I created the rack card and her Beatrix logo that you see there on her rack card, and then that's an ad that was appearing in a South American magazine.
So that takes her from being a hobby or realtor to a serious realtor. And if you have a $1 million property, or if you're doing big business, you want someone that's going to have marketing collateral like that.
You know, people look at that and they oh yeah, that's Beatrix. You know, that's what you want. It's almost like, you know, the Adidas. You know, you want that recognition, and that's what I strive for when I work for people. I don't care if you're one little shop starting out, a little hairdresser. You know, I envision you as having, you know, multiple locations nationally someday, because that's the That's the image I want to portray.
And you do. You've definitely done that for us. You've helped us grow nationally with creating that brand and that brand recognition. And I know one of the biggest challenges I have now is controlling brand, brand management.
yes.
So people aren't redesigning it and changing it and, changing the color themes and stuff like that, because it is really important. If your goal is to develop a business, it shouldn't be about working hard every single day today. It shouldn't be about, just rolling up your sleeves and making money so you can pay your bills on a monthly basis. Your goal should be to build a brand, to up your search engine optimization, to create an image and a brand that people know, they recognize. So eventually, when you get to the point where you're ready to say, you know what, I want to go to the Bahamas, or I want to spend the rest of my life in Hawaii or North Carolina or wherever your heart desires, that you can say, you know what, now let's create an exit strategy so I can sell my business, so I can take it to the next level, and so I can retire. Even if you're not ready to walk away completely, but you want to make sure that, you do something, that you're creating something that lives beyond you. And I know that that's what you do. Now, do you have one last suggestion or tip or something that you'd like to share with our audience today before we wrap it up?
It's a general one. I mean, the first one is just, don't give up on your dream. If you've got a business, don't be afraid to market. Don't be afraid to spend the money, because it's really a lot less than you might think. Especially, working with me, because I'm just a one-person shop. I'm not a big agency. So, and I loved, I work with a lot of new businesses, a lot of young businesses, one sole proprietorships. So I understand that, budgets are important, but I'll work with you. I want you to be a success. My job is to help you look good so you can be a success.
I think that's awesome. And she's done it with hundreds of members, and will continue to do so.
I love it.
And one of the biggest things that I want to share with you is she has helped us make better financial decisions during difficult times when it comes to printing. And that's, I think, huge, because that's one of the biggest things that people hold back on because they don't know where to go or what to do.
And
she can tell you.
It's going to be so much money.
Exactly.
I have sources.
She has sources. Well, Diane, thank you so much for being here today. I have to tell you, you are going to give away a ready, set, go. We're going to give away a free banner ad on WOAMTEC.com, and Diane will do the design, which also makes an incredible email signature for all of your email marketing that you send out. So the first person anywhere in the United States of America that Facebook's I need your branding help Diane Vivian and tags me in the post is going to win a free banner ad on WOAMTEC.com, a link to your website on the homepage of our website, and a design by Diane. So thank you for sharing that. And speaking of winners, we're all winners. We know we're all winners. But I was just told the incredible Robin Burgess, is that correct, Tanya, over there? Okay, the incredible Robin Burgess won the Body by Ronnie package, which is awesome. Robin, this is your year, and I want you to talk Ronnie into seeing if you can drag Mark along with you. This is your year to make tomorrow a different day, to end together correctly. Let's do this together, girlfriend. I'm here with you. Let's talk and see how we can make this happen and make this our year to make tomorrow a more healthier day and a different one. So I am just so blessed and excited, and we will announce the third winner on Facebook, because I don't want to keep you hanging, and I know we've kept you a little bit later than we wanted to, but thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being patient. I apologize. Now the thunder stops. Do you hear that? Now the thunder stops. That's God, I know you're in control. I got it. I got it. Thank you for being here. God bless. I look forward to seeing you next month. It was a pleasure to share with you. Your success is our success, so please let me know how I can help you. Have a great day.